financial mismanagement, corruption, inefficient administration. Call it what you wish to, but the latest CAG report has dealt a massive blow. This is to the Pinarayi Vijayan Kerala government. Something that has given really enough ammunition to the UDF-led opposition to corner the state government of Kerala. Now, while the government there frequently blames the centre for its financial woes, the Comptroller and the Auditor General of India's recent report has punctured this narrative, exposing severe financial mismanagement within the entire state. Now, viewers, the report here reveals that 63 out of 131 financial public sector undertakings, or PSUs as it's called in Kerala, have incurred losses amounting to 4,065 crores. Now, in contrast, 55 other PSUs earned a profit that was a meager 655 crores. Now, getting into the details really of the report, major profit makers like Kerala Minerals and Metals Limited and Bevco are outnumbered by the colossal loss makers. This is the Kerala State Electricity Board and even the KSRTC here. This is the Kerala Road Transport Corporation, of course, that I'm talking about. Meanwhile, talking of the state's electricity board, the CAG report has highlighted that the KSEB did not follow proper procedure for revising employee salaries and allowances as well. This move ended in Kerala having to bear an additional financial burden. This is of 1,317 crore viewers. In fact, the CAG audit revealed that out of 5,000 placement claims made by the ITIs, nearly 32% were found to be false or fabricated. Now, the audit here also exposed fraudulent practices in Kudambashri, the state's poverty eradication mission. The rot runs so deep that even in the Thiruvananthapuram Corporation's water purifier project, the corporation had installed only 1,000 water purifiers, while the target was 10,000. Not just in the financial front, the CAG has even criticized the Forest Department for failing to protect wildlife habitats, leading to real increase in human-wildlife conflicts in the region. And we've seen what's happened, especially before the Lok Sabha elections in Wayanad and the entire region, because that became a political talking point too. Now, according to the CAG report, 15% of Kerala's forest land has been diverted for non-forest uses, viewers. Now, when we look at all of this, isn't there a lot of answering to do for the Pinarayi Vijayan government is a question. And up until now, we haven't really heard much at all. So let me open this up. In fact, right now, a series of guests, of course, are going to be joining us today on the broadcast to discuss more about this. We'll have Mithun Vijay Kumar, political analyst, very soon with us. Professor Rony K Baby of the Congress, already with us right now. S. Balan, another political analyst, joining us very soon. First, let me take across a question to the Congress here. Rony Baby of the Congress, as I mentioned, with us. Mr. Baby, quite interesting, the CAG report. What does the Congress make of it? Because time and again, you know, the Kerala government has been saying, well, the centre hasn't been helping enough. The centre has been even mentioning in court that there's been a gross financial mismanagement in Kerala. And now this is what the CAG report mentions.
Since the Pinarayi Vijayan government came to power in 2016, the state of Kerala has been riddled with lots of corruption allegations. When the UDF government went out of power in 2016, the public debt of Kerala was 1,60,000 crores of rupees. Over a period of 8 years, now the total public debt of Kerala has been increased to more than 4 lakhs. It's amazing, surprising. Now, the total public debt of Kerala is more than 4 lakhs. It is mainly because of the financial mismanagement of the Pinarayi Vijayan-led CPM government. They are looting the money. In the first period of Pinarayi Vijayan, since 2016 to 2021, the corruption allegations was against the government. But during the second Pinarayi Vijayan administration, all the corruption allegations was against his family. Firstly, it was against the government. Firstly, it was against the CPM. But during the second term, all corruption allegations is against his own family. His daughter, she is being interrogated. She is being, after searching by many central government agencies, even two of the high courts in India, one Karnataka High Court, another one Kerala High Court. They given green signals to these investigation agencies to proceed because in the prima facie there are lots of corruption allegations. All the public sector enterprises in Kerala, which has been given all the way for kind of looting this public money. Another shocking revelation here, one of the most concerned issue in Kerala, this man-animal conflict. It's surprising to know that more than 30,000 cases were reported of this man and animal conflict, where around 1,000 people were killed in this fight between man and animal issues. The government put a narrative that it is because of the overpopulation of the wildlife in the forest, which was the main reason for this man-animal conflict. But after the CAG report, all the details coming out that it is because of the mismanagement. It is because of the diversion of the forest land for non-forest purposes, the main reason, because of all these wild animals which are coming out of the forest to human settlement, and they are attacking human beings. Unfortunately, my place is very close to Shabarimala, where which is a part of this Periyar forest, one of the largest forest in Kerala. And every day, even recently also, one wild boar and wild elephant came out and it killed two people in here. And it is very sad to say that the conditions in Kerala, whether it is in financial sector or in all kinds of sectors, the government is doing lots of financial mismanagement. And at the same time, CPM put a narrative that is the most unfortunate thing. They are not admitting their mistakes. They are put a narrative that it is because of central government. Central government is not giving assistance. Central government is showing some kind of enmity to the Kerala. Central government is not releasing funds. Central government is not giving financial assistance to the Kerala. Even they went to the Supreme Court. They're saying that through the intervention of the Supreme Court, please help the Kerala by giving assistance from the central government.
Okay,
But
very
after
interesting, Mr. Baby, that you say this. Very interesting, but your counterparts in the Congress party in other neighboring states, in especially southern states, probably will say otherwise. But interesting stand how the Congress, of course, takes in Kerala. Let me also bring in Mr. Mithun Vijay Kumar here. Mr. Vijay Kumar, how do you really look at the CAG report, and how seriously does it have to be looked into? And the kind of responses, almost nothing has come in as far as Kerala state officially. And when we look at a CAG report and such level of deep mismanagement, when it's highlighted in the CAG report, corrective measures, do you think that should be initiated on an immediate basis?
About mismanagement of water purifiers, and there is a water purifier scam that is also coming out in Trivandrum Corporation. So this is a government that is actually deep neck in corruption, like the Congress spokesperson said. But I believe that even UDF has not done much in terms of development in Kerala when they were in power. So Kerala is actually it has a stunning wildlife and a lush greenery, and it's a true gift of nature. But over the years, careless governments like the LDF and the UDF, they have damaged this unique landscape to an extent that it's now the reparations cannot be done, or it's irrecoverable. And it is this negligence and mismanagement over the years that has actually turned a paradise into a battleground. You see it's a battleground between humans and animals now. And I was going through the report, and it's actually terrifying to see that there are around 30,000 cases of wildlife attacks between 2017 and 2022. And it can't be suddenly that from 2017 to 22 the numbers have gone up. These issues were always there, and it is because of the mismanagement of both the governments. I'm not putting a blame on any political party in particular here, but there is a complete mismanagement that we can see over the years. And even when it comes to the members of parliament, who are kind of disengaged with their constituencies, you see, we have Rahul Gandhi, who was, just vacationing in Wayanad, and he was never addressing the pressing issues in the constituency. This Wayanad actually is one of the constituency with the highest number that is being reported in terms of human to animal conflict. Yet, what was the contribution of Rahul Gandhi in addressing these issues? Has he ever spoken about this in a manner that some action be taken on that? He visited only when people were dying, there were animal attacks, and some people lost their lives. That's when he actually addressed the issue over there. And this is not what we expect from the elected members of the parliament or the authority. And there is inefficiency on the part of the forest department as well. I would say that over the years the forest department has actually become increasingly inefficient, and this is largely due to lack of proper guidance and support from the ruling government. And without a strong leadership and clear directives, the department actually struggles to protect our precious wildlife and habitats effectively. So the government and irrespective of the political differences, all of us should come together and
Okay. Let me bring in Mr. Balan as well. As Balan also, of course, has been listening patiently to the two speakers on the panel. Mr. Balan, one thing that they're saying is, there is a lot of mismanagement needs to be looked into. Unnecessary blaming the center isn't going to, help the state government to get away from the fact that, either the CAG or in court, these mentions keep coming up that there is a severe mismanagement of the finances in the state. And right now, the condition financially of Kerala as well, when you look at in terms of GDP or in terms of other, financial health, the Kerala is not looking too good. So can the state government vehemently really deny or, disagree with this particular report of the CAG?
See, I personally disagree. A particular government is unnecessarily being targeted by CAG, the media, as well as the other political parties. See, the language used by all the speakers, that mismanagement. It's not misuse of funds. Nobody appropriated the funds. What you mentioned, the salaries and other perks paid to the employees are not followed the due process of law. And then the forest land, whether anyone from the government pocketed the public money to their personal use is the question. If that is so, there are so many other intelligence agencies. There is a rift between the central government and the state government. Central government takes all the tax through GST and make use of them. They give that share to the government, which is in their favor. More fund is infused to Uttar Pradesh and Gujarat, not to Kerala. Therefore, whether there is a misuse is the question. Diversions of funds cannot be termed as misuse or corruption. So all the speakers, the CAG report, it is released only today. I have not found
Mr. Balan, interesting that you again bring out the, devolution of funds. This is something, once again, we saw protests, of course, taken up by the Kerala government that funding is not coming in from the center. You're talking about funding from the center, but the question is the money that there is in Kerala and how much can be really produced and generated by the state. Is that something that the state government should work on or not?
See, the state government is working on that. What you point out is mismanagement. Mismanagement for what reason? I can understand if it's misuse of the funds.
If most of your PSUs in the state are not efficiently functioning, if the CAG is able to point out that you have to put up 10,000 water purifiers and only 1,000 are put up, that's 10% of the work that's promised.
You open everything to the private. Private competitors are there. And you give every concession to the private. You make public sector to compete with multinational companies. Then why do you blame? It's a national policy. See, anti-public sector is the national policy. Modi government closed every other public sector. Not even one public sector they started. Therefore, mismanagement and not properly managing public sector has so many other reasons. If it is not through to corruption...
Okay, what about this data that has been put out that 32% of the placement under the youth employment scheme is fabricated? You know, that's one big talking
Fabricated
point
means
that the
what?
opposition
How
keeps
much
taking
fun?
on, the
No, no.
center over that,
Fabricated means
unemployment
what?
is a big growing cause of concern in the country.
Please.
Here,
Fabricated,
the CAG says 32% of the placements that have been, announced. That is fabricated news.
is a bold and vague allegation. Fabricated means how much fund is infused, how much is paid to the
okay,
youths,
Mr.
how
Mr.
many
Balan,
is...
can we expect a detailed counter to the CAG report by, the state government of Kerala? Do they think that it's necessary to do it, or it's okay for them to say, well, the CAG has said what they want,
The
we will continue to do what they
CAG
want, as if it doesn't make
the
any difference.
institution of CAG is under the control of several government. They have destroyed every public institutions, every democratic institutions, and making us use of it for their own misinformation. See, whatever the information others have spoken, according to me, is misinformation. They try to paint the ruling party of Kerala in a different picture. That is not acceptable. Identify the losses are there. Which government makes full profit? Losses are there. Funds are diverted.
Okay,
It's
Mr.
all
Balan,
mismanagement.
Mr. Balan, in comparison to other states, if Kerala is thriving, why don't you talk about the debts that Kerala, has? Why don't you talk about the GDP? Why don't you talk about, the revenue generation that happens in Kerala?
Yes.
How many PSUs are actually profit making?
No,
These are
yes,
things
sir.
that show a robust state economy. That
Yes.
needs to be shown too. Well, I'm not even talking about the CAG
See,
here.
various other factors. Kerala is not a government, independent government. It is part of the central government. It is under the control of central institutions. The power of the state government is almost limited for the last 10 years. The third regime is also doing that. Therefore, it is not an independent free government. It functions within the purview of law. You see this Forest Conservation Act 1980. See, without the clearance of the central government, nothing can be done. You can't blame only one government. You should equally blame the central government also. And the painting one government in
Okay.
a
Well,
different
Mr.
color,
Balan says
painting
that
other
it's the
government.
center to blame once again. The CAG is pointing out gross mismanagement. Until now, yet to hear, viewers, from the state government, a detailed rebuttal hasn't come in. Whether it will come in the coming days, that remains to be seen.
It will
was
come.
a quick and
No,
good
this is,
perspective to have
it
from
seems
all
it
of
is
you who
published
joined
today.
us on this broadcast. And like Mr. Balan says, it will come. And let's hope
It
when
will
it
come.
comes, it's convincing
Truth
enough
will
for the people
prevail.
of Kerala.